We did talk about the fact that this might be the last time that we play in a while. And, that in itself, I think was incentive.
From a player standpoint, look back at it as we wanted to go out and hammer them. We wanted to go out and we wanted to let them have it if it was in fact going to be the last time we were going to play for a while, and we were hearing rumblings of that.
Going into that week, it was like, hey, we had to be on every aspect of the game. We had to be perfect, and I think UND felt the same way too. And
North Dakota wasted no time throwing the first punch. On the second play from scrimmage, John Bowenkamp hit Travis Lewick for a 69-yard score.
That was an electric play. I've talked about that play multiple times, and it was just such a lightning play. It just happened so quickly, if I remember right. It was awesome. It blew everything up, and it basically made a statement that we were there to play and we were there to win a football game.
The fourth quarter is where things got interesting. Bowenkamp and Lewick connected for a second touchdown that put North Dakota up 21-7 with under 10 minutes to play. The Fighting Sioux still had a 2-score cushion when the Bison started stampeding back in the final 3 minutes.
We kept fighting back. We stuck to our guns, kind of like earlier in the season when we played Montana. We just kept doing what we were good at. And I remember Mike Weezer had a trick play where he pretended to fall down and ran to the other side of the end zone, and he still made a heck of a catch. But just something like that, little things like that just kept building that momentum. And
we were hoping to put an end to the game and not have it be so dramatic. But they did a comeback in the fourth and scored 2 late touchdowns on us, and we had dominated a huge part of that game up until the last 10 minutes, and then it all kind of slipped away from us.
North Dakota State has won the toss. Offense, defense, or an end of the field?
Defense.
North Dakota State would like to play defense.
Fortunately, we got the ball first, and we scored a touchdown first.
Touchdown, North Dakota. Caleb Johnson.
As soon as I ran up to the line of scrimmage and I saw there was a linebacker covering me, I kind of took a look over at Bowenkamp. And when you have that relationship with a quarterback, you kind of give a look at each other. And I knew right away he was coming to me. And even though we're only about 15, 20 yards apart, I knew he was going to be throwing that thing hard. So I just had to prepare myself. And, luckily, within inches, I believe it was, we got in and scored to go ahead there in overtime.
That put the weight on them to follow up in the overtime. And that's where we were able to get them the fourth down, and they had to go for it. And they ran their best play. And
I knew that was the best play call because we were a ground and pound team at the time, and that play worked well for us that day. We had our best player pulling, Rob Hunt, NFL draft pick, and we knew what we had to take care of on the edge, and I don't think it was anything that we didn't do right. It was just UND did it better in that play.
To the left. Here's the pitch. Malone is stopped. He didn't get it. And the Sioux have won.
I still feel that emotion of after blocking, you turn and always look behind you to see what happened, and you look at the spot, and it's just that sickening feeling you have.
Just knowing that was the last Division II game that was going to be played, something that's special, sticks out in my mind. Just one of those big games that you're lucky enough to be a part of.
From there, the rivalry and the Nickel Trophy went into hibernation. A couple of non-conference games were played in 2015 and 19, dominated by the Bison, while they stacked national championships. But now the two teams meet again for the first time as conference foes at the D1 level, both ranked in the top 5, contending for a conference title.
Whether there's a nickel up for the trophy or not, it's bragging rights across the state, and not just across the state, but across the country now. Because you look at where both these programs are today, and just where they're heading. That surprised, maybe now, but in the long run, not at all, because of what UND was and NDSU was back in the Division II era.
We've had to sit and watch and give respect to NDSU for what they've done in the past, but we've had to sit and kind of watch that, and we've seen little successes along the way. I mean, we're counting our successes also, but it seems like those successes have always been overshadowed by the school in Fargo here. So for us, it would be a huge stepping stone in the direction that UND wants to go.